Hello, everyone. I'm Donna D Domenico, and I am so happy to be with you today. I am going to share a few things with you, first starting with myself and who I am and why I'm speaking with you today. So for over the past 40 years, I have been developing future leaders, people who are influential and authentic leaders, people who are willing to step out and show who they are and authentically engage others in joining together to achieve common goals. I was recently transitioning from my formal career into a new start, into a new place in life. And all of that came out of a very profound near-death experience that I had. And it was really, it changed who I was. I guess I can say it really awakened me to who I was meant to be. My purpose was brought to me. And with that, I received this gift. And the gift is that I have the ability to channel. And through my channeling, I can bring profound messages to leaders of the future that help them be very impactful in changing and transforming how we do things. In today's world, with what we're experiencing and how we are experiencing things, I'm finding the channeling of the collective, which is called the boardroom, is very proactive in giving leaders insight into what they need to do in the future to really change how we interact with each other, how we lead each other, and how we change the world. So for me as a leader, I am about transformation and bringing positive change to how we grow together in the future. My spiritual journey is something that I embarked on with my actual near-death experience, and it is something that guides me today. It is truly a journey as I continue to grow and prosper through these steps that I'm taking. But it's also my way of connecting and giving back to the world and to you the information that I am hearing and learning about how we work together and grow together. So today, I am with you to discuss how we integrate spiritual tools into our business and leadership relationships. And basically, there's 5 spiritual tools that I'm going to share with you today. I've proven them to be successful. I use them every day in what I do, even in my personal life, to just find a new level of success and joy. I will overview the tools with you, and in some cases will demonstrate how to use them and how you incorporate them into your life. And I will give you processes that you can follow to use these tools. So the 5 tools are, first is visioning, how to use visioning in professional life. Meditation is the second. Automatic writing is the third. Energy shifting is the fourth. And sitting in silence for internal guidance is the 5th. I'll also give you insight to some other tools that are available to you that you can use in addition to these. And there are many tools out there. So these are not just, these are not the be-all, end-all list. These are a few that I use and I feel are really impactful. So I wanted to share them with you. At the end of our session, I'm going to channel a message from the boardroom. And the boardroom collective, just to give you some insight, is filled with leaders of the past who have been very successful. They've brought a lot of the innovations to us that we use today. They have been geniuses. They have been known for their leadership roles that they've taken with the country. So they come from a lot of different aspects. And the way the boardroom works with me is they bring the messages to me and through me so that I am their voice. I bring them to you. And they can answer specific questions, but we are very closely intertwined. So sometimes you'll see the boardroom talking through me, and sometimes, and I disclose when I know it's happening, I bring myself and some of the experiences that I've shared as an executive in business to you. So just a little bit of insight on the boardroom. So at the end, I will channel a message for you. So we're going to start with the first tool. And the first tool is visioning. And so visioning is really, it's clearing your mind and helps you kind of take all of the chatter out of it. But while you're doing that, you're looking to the future And you're clarifying what your goals and aspirations are by creating a clear and detailed image in your mind of what they look like. Visioning allows you to align your thoughts from where you are to where you want to be, and it allows you to start to put the pieces together on how to get there. So it's really a great tool, and I use it often myself, quite honestly, for various situations, and I'm going to give you some examples at the end as to how I do that. But it really helps you gain deeper insights from your subconscious mind, the part that really knows you, but we don't hear unless we stop all the chatter that's going on in our heads and listen to it. So with that, I thought it would be great if we went through a visioning activity. And so really what we're going to do is just slow our minds down for just a couple of minutes, just to give you a taste of how this tool works and allow you to engage with your subconscious mind to get some visioning examples for yourself. Okay? So to start, sit comfortably, relax, make yourself comfortable, whatever comfortable means to you. There's no right or wrong when you're going into this type of an activity. It's all about what works for you. And so sit comfortably, close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to just take one deep, deep breath. Hold it in for just a minute. And while you're doing that, let that breath swirl around in your head and clear out any thoughts that you have sitting in there. And exhale. And as you exhale, you blow the thoughts that are lingering in your mind out through your nose into the air around you where it's energized, and you can bring it back in again. So let's just do a couple of breaths like that. And again, be comfortable, relax. If you feel any tension in your body, just give it a nod and let it go. And again, the mind chatter, let it swirl away as you inhale and you exhale. Relax with each breath. And now I want you to envision your ideal future. Picture yourself out 6 months from now, fully living the life you desire to live. Create a clear image in your mind as to what that life looks like. See yourself in a specific place, whether it's in your office, your home, or another setting that feels just wonderful to you, on a beach, in the mountains, by a lake. You pick the spot, you pick where you are, but envision this life that you'd like to be living in 6 months. And while you're visualizing it, take note of what's happening, what's going on, what are you doing? Observe yourself doing it. See things like what you're wearing while you're doing this. What's your hair like? What's your arms doing? What are your feet doing? Pay attention to all of the details in this vision that you're creating. Who's around you? Notice the people that are all around you. Who's with you as you're experiencing this life you want to live? And what are they wearing, and what are they doing, and how are they interacting with you? Just sit, experience, and observe. And last part of the building of the initial image is, how do you feel in this moment? How do you feel about the success and the fulfillment that you're experiencing? Notice your vibration, your energy level. What is it like? What are the emotions? Just take note. Sit and relax and take note. Very simple. Look around at the colors. What colors do you see? Note them. Note how they make you feel. What sounds do you hear? Why do you think those sounds are important? What do they mean to you? How do they make you feel? Focus on all the accomplishments that you've made coming to the point where you are right now. What goals have you achieved to get there? What's happened to make this possible? What impact have you made on those all around you? What are the words that they are sharing with you? What feelings are they expressing to you? So now, as you experience this great feeling and you see this great vision, as you breathe, imagine a light is growing within you, representing your inner wisdom and intuition. This light guides you towards making decisions aligned with this vision. Feel the warmth and feel the strength of this light as it expands inside of you. Feel it grow. So take a moment now to reflect. What steps brought you here? What challenges did you overcome? And trust that this vision is not only possible, but that it's already happened. It's already unfolding. Hold on to that feeling of certainty. This vision is real. This vision is you. Just take a couple more short seconds to reflect. Look around. See if there's anything that you've missed, anything else you need to take note of. Feel the feeling of being where you are one last time for now, as we start to take a deep breath in and exhale, and let this vision settle in your heart. Your heart is where you will keep it and where you can recall it from whenever you want access to it. Slowly bring your awareness back to the present, knowing that your future that you desire is within reach, and it's guided by your intuition and your intention. When you're ready, say your name to yourself 3 times and open your eyes, feeling clear and focused and inspired to take action. Take a couple of breaths and come back. How do you feel? I know the first time I did visioning, I was really, really impacted by it because there were things that I saw in my vision that I didn't see in my conscious mind. It brought a lot of life to things, to ideas for me to take on and to include in my path forward. So visioning is a very powerful tool, although it's hard for me to say. It's a very powerful tool, and it's a great tool to use when you want to bring clarity to your life, to your goals, to what you want to accomplish next. Visioning can be done for a situation. It can be done for developing goals. It could be done for anything that you want to use it for. You have a problem and you're not sure about how to approach it. Visioning is a great way to go for solving that problem. And what you simply do is set your intention at the beginning of the visioning process and say, I want to find a solution to this problem, and see the vision of what it looks like when it's solved. And as you go through the process, the vision will come to you. So for me, I've used it a lot of times, but specifically, when I left a career that I had done for 40 years and decided to take a new path in life, it was hard for me to go into my own business and to find exactly what I wanted to zero in on and focus on. I had a lot of big ideas, but I didn't have a lot of good ways of getting things done. And so I really needed to zoom in on what was that one idea that I really wanted to work. The way I did that was through visioning. And for me specifically, my first time of doing it, I did 4 separate visioning exercises, starting with 3 years out, then 1 year out, then 6 months out, and then 3 months out. And through that, I narrowed in on all the details that were really important to me in getting started with my new life, my new career, and the business that I wanted to create. So again, you can make a visioning exercise out of anything and just let it work for you. Don't put thought into it, because it's all about what your subconscious mind wants to tell you. So that will bring me to meditation as the second tool. And visioning is a form of meditation. So you just went through a meditative process as well, with a specific goal in mind of creating a vision. So a lot of times I hear from people, I can't meditate. It's too hard for me. I can't shut down my mind. So really, that's what meditation is all about. It's about this process of shutting down, again, all of the chatter in your mind that stops you from seeing opportunities that are available to you that your subconscious mind can bring to you once you shut down all the activity in your conscious mind. So you can use meditation for relaxing. You can use it for problem solving, for falling asleep, if that's what you need to do. There are so many uses that you can really pretty much pick anything and meditate about it. And then there's a lot of ways that you can meditate. I'm just going to give you an example of a couple. Like one would be, there's a walking meditation. So if you enjoy being with nature, which is a great way to start meditating, you can do a walking meditation. You just put on your headset and just start walking and listen to a guided walking meditation. It could be just music. It's up to you to choose it, but it will guide you through that while you're walking. So you don't have to actually be in the house laying down, or in a place laying down, or sitting up, or whatever. Again, it's all about what's right for you. I like to meditate with meditation music. For me, that helps me shut down the mind chatter. So I also offer that up as something that you can try. And a lot of people get into a deeper trance by focusing on their breathing. And there's a lot of different breathing exercises that you can do. So you can look into them as well. I wanted to give you some tips, though, to use for meditating that will help you get over any challenges that you may experience in the process. So first off, start in short sessions. I would say, you can go 5 minutes or less. We just did visioning in just a few minutes. And so you can go less and less. But the chances are, when you start small, you'll expand this muscle that's needed to release all the tension in your body and everything that's going on in your mind, to get into longer meditations, to stay more focused in that meditative process. So start with short sessions is my first tip. The second one is allow yourself to observe any of these thoughts that pass through your head as you start to meditate. These things that will interrupt you, something about what happened during the day might come up. And one way of doing that is to acknowledge that thought is there, and then dismiss it. Say, okay, you can go away now. I recognize you. You can leave. And that is a great way of getting those thoughts to go away, because they actually do listen as you're going into the process. So acknowledge what might be interrupting you in the mind chatter, and then ask it to go away. Another technique you can use is to scan your body for any tension. And this is in the start of the meditation. So just go through your body and see where you might feel tense. And then you just, acknowledge that tension and release it. One thing that really works for me is to relieve the stress in my body is I tighten my full body as tight as I can, and then do a huge release. Hold it for a couple seconds and then release. And I do that a couple times. Tighten the muscles, hold, and release. And what that does is really take all of the tension out of the body and puts you in a relaxed state so that you can just get into the whole meditation. And then let go of any expectations. As I said to you earlier, there's no right or wrong in how you meditate. There's a lot of people who give good advice around tips for meditating, as I'm doing right now, but there's no right or wrong. It's only based on you and what works for you. And as you work more on it, you will learn more what works for you and do it more often. So for right now, you just let go of any expectations by approaching your meditation with curiosity rather than a goal. Okay, so just be curious. What am I going to find out today? What am I going to learn through this process instead of having a goal at the front end? Find a body position that really works for you when you're meditating. I remember when I first started meditating, I used to try to sit in the pose that everybody recommended with, sitting up straight, back straight, head up, and I found that just didn't work for me. And so over time, as I relaxed, I started to find, well, if I sit this way, it's way more comfortable. Or do I even need to sit? Maybe it's better for me to lay down when I meditate. And so I worked through those things and I found a position that works for me. And I change it based on how I'm feeling each time I meditate. So you can take that freedom as well. Create a consistent routine or practice. So if you can, meditate every morning at, when you wake up or right after you get up in the morning. Set something that is easy for you to follow. If you can grab 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night before you go to bed, make that your routine and be very consistent about doing it day after day the same way, because that will help make your meditation much more effective. Your body and your mind are going to expect it, and it will help you relax and get into the meditation easier. And then realize the benefits of meditations come slowly and with practice. And so that consistency of practice drives the benefits of the meditation for you. So in other words, don't judge it the first time you do it. Go in with, again, no expectations. And when you come out, you're going to notice that you're feeling better each and every time that you do it. So for me, I meditate when I have something that's really bothering me on my mind, and the chatter is so strong that I'm working through the situation constantly. So it could be something as simple as, recently I was told that my daughter had to change apartments in a very short period of time. And we had just gotten her set up in the apartment that she was in. And so, immediately I got the mind chatter, oh my God, I got so much to do, and how is all this going to happen? And so for me, I needed to slow down and slow my mind down, and meditation was my key to doing that. So when I sat back and I actually went into a meditative state, it got very clear to me that there was no urgency that I had needed to address. Time wasn't going to be an issue for me because time will flow as long as I'm looking at it from this different level, not as a problem, but from a higher state. And I pretty much flowed through the plan that needed to be made to move her in the time period that we were allotted. So it could be something as simple as that. It could be a work-related issue. You don't know how to solve a problem. You find the cause and then you go into it and solve it. The next example or tool that I wanted to mention to you is automatic writing. So what automatic writing is, you set up an engine or a question that you want solved, and what you do is you sit down and you let your pen flow with the answer. What it does is you're releasing and relaxing your mind and allowing your subconscious to come in, and your spiritual forces flow through your pen and your hand to the paper. You step out of it. You don't correct grammar. You don't worry about grammar. You don't worry about spelling. You just simply write. And what you're doing is getting your subconscious mind to give you things in spiritual contexts. And you're using your spiritual sources to do that. So for me, I use this a lot because I can do this pretty much anywhere. I don't need to close my eyes or anything. And so I can sit in a room of people and pretty much shut them down enough when I write that question and take 3 breaths to clear my mind and start writing really easily about the answers to that question. It all goes good until I get interrupted. And so, sometimes I have to jump back into it because I haven't quite gotten there. But I also find that when I get interrupted, it's a good thing because there's something else that's going to come right after it. So I'm going to give you a process that you can use to try out automatic writing. So the first thing is allow yourself about 30 minutes of time to do your automatic writing experience. And the reason for that is you might not write that whole time, but it's getting ready and it's also wrapping up at the end. So I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But give yourself about 30 minutes the first time. And as you do this, you'll figure out the right time for you. Set an intention or ask a question. So whatever it is that you want to have from this experience of automatic writing, help me solve this problem. Or how do I solve this problem? Write down what that is at the top, whatever your question or your intention is at the top of your paper. So you just write it down and just look at it for a couple minutes. And then take a couple of clearing breaths. I usually do 3, and really just kind of big breaths in and big breaths out so that I can get beyond any thoughts that are going on in my head. And then I just allow my pen to move. That's as simple as it is. Your words will just flow in response to that intention or question that you wrote on the top. And again, don't worry about your spelling or your grammar. It doesn't matter. Just let the pen move. Just let the words flow. And then when you're done, you'll stop writing. You stop writing when the words stop flowing. Don't judge yourself on what you wrote or the time that it took for the words to come to you. Judgment's totally out of this. This will all work out in time, but it's whatever is supposed to happen, happens. You have to trust it. And then when you're done, you read what you wrote. You notice how you feel when you're reading and when you're done. And that feeling will be very important to you. And then you save your writing. You can read it as many times as you want when you're done. But then when you're done with that, you save it and read it again later. And you will find the message will become very clear to you if it isn't clear right at the beginning. But what I find is that when I go back and I revisit what I wrote a little bit later, new messages come to me through that writing. And that it just keeps expanding. It expands in its meaning, it expands in its messaging, and it expands in what it means to me. So it's really important. Okay. So the next tool that I wanted to share with you is energy shifting. And shifting energy refers to the process of changing or altering the emotions or the mental state or spiritual state of negativity that you may be feeling, or the state of stagnation that you may be feeling. And you're shifting it to one of positivity, openness, and dynamic flow. And so a lot of times we get into a negative energy. Sometimes we know why, sometimes we don't know why. But the important thing is when you realize you're in this negative energy, you have to shift it. And that will turn you back into a receiving mode that increases your energy and increases the vibration of what comes to you. So energy shifting is often used to improve well-being, to enhance productivity, or to facilitate your own personal growth. And it helps you with regulating your emotions, clearing your mind. It helps you with your spiritual growth and improving your relationships or increasing your productivity. So I wanted to share with you effective ways to shift your energy. So going back to our first couple thoughts, meditation and mindfulness is really important, and it's a way to shift your energy. So there's a lot of times when I'm feeling like I'm stagnated, I'm not getting to where I need to be. And the best way for me to shift that energy around is to go and meditate with the intention of shifting my energy. There's also breath work that you can do. So a second way to shift energy is through breath work. Breathing releases the tension and the stress in your body, and it helps clear your mind. When you clear all this out, you make room for new things, new positive things to come in. And when that happens, you shift to the positive energy, to positive mindfulness and a positive mindset. That might be what I meant to say. Go into physical movement. And I love this one. Get yourself up out of your chair or wherever you are and dance, do yoga, just move, take a walk, but just do physical movement, and that will release, again, anything that's holding you back, shifting your energy to more positive energy, and will help you go into positivity. Another way is to do positive affirmations. And these affirmations, a lot of times people hesitate doing positive affirmations, but they're very helpful because they train your brain to know that these are positive things about you, positive things that you will do. So, I am sweet. I am loved. That could be a positive affirmation, but also it could be, I am successful. I will solve the problems I face today. I'm creative. I can do anything. So your affirmations are your affirmations. They're important to you. They're to be designed by you for you. And so, but they also shift your energy by saying them. Another way to shift is by energy healing practices, things like Reiki or acupuncture, working with crystals, tapping. Some people do tapping. And one of the things that I also do is past life regression. And what in a past life regression therapy session, what we do is take people to find blocks that are stopping them from moving forward that they've brought with them from previous lives. We also do future life progressions where we look forward and see and remove blocks before they happen. And so there's a lot that can be done with services out there by healers, energy people, energy workers, and by spiritual guides like myself that will help you work through these issues. Visualization, which we did the visioning exercise, visualization, is a great way to break negative energy and move into a positive field. Sound therapy is very helpful. Meditative music, sound bowl music, listening to healing music with sound bowls, and sound therapies are very effective in shifting energies. For myself, again, I'll go back to, I like meditation music because it allows me to let all my thoughts go and I can shift to a different place. Changing your environment is also another very easy way to shift your energy, get out of where you are, go someplace new. A lot of times a great process to do is to clear space, purge things that are existing, maybe clutter in your area, clean it out, and that allows for new energy to come in and it shifts from where you are. You can add plants or crystals to your environment, things that make you feel good. So in other words, you might like a crystal because you like the way it looks, but putting it on your desk would, help you shift when you're in a negative mode. You like the beauty of the crystal, you look at it and it helps you shift to a different place. Lighting is also very important in energy shifting. And sometimes going out and being in sunlight will shift your energy very easily for you. We all know it makes you feel good when you stand in sunlight. And then you can add pictures to your environment, pictures that make you feel good, things like pictures of family, your favorite vacation spot, anything like that. Another way to shift energy is through journaling, which is writing down your thoughts, your feelings, anything that is cluttering your mind at that minute and getting it out onto paper. And when you get it out onto paper, you get it out of your mind. And, I'm using the word out onto paper, but for automatic writing and for journaling, it can be done on your computer if that's what works best for you. I happen to be a writer, and so I like writing on paper, but if it works for you and you like doing it on a computer, it's the same. Feel free to use whatever tool works best for you. Again, it's all about you. And then the last technique on here that I want to give you to shift energy is grounding. And so when we ground, what we do is we connect to earth. And when we do that, we're able to just ground in our feelings and our emotions through this connection with earth. The best way to do it is to go stand outside barefoot in a space that you're comfortable in and just allow your feet to engage with the earth and see a mental cord connecting you from you to the core of earth. And Just feel that cord and the energy going through it, bringing your stale energy back to earth to be re-enlivened and brought back up to you. And so spending time in nature and grounding is a great way to shift your energy. And the last tool I wanted to share with you today is something that's called sitting in silence. And I have to be honest with you, I did this before I started the talk today. And so sitting in silence is just that. It's to go and sit somewhere where you're comfortable, where you're not going to be bothered, where you can clear your head and just get rid of all of the chatter and connect with your subconscious mind. It allows your brain to slow down and allows you to move away from all the noise of your daily life and whatever is bothering you. It helps reduce any stress that you're feeling. It calms any mental fog that you might be experiencing, and it promotes focus. So sitting in silence is a great tool. When I worked, I used to find this as one of my most impactful tools. And as I said, I did it today before I got on for this presentation, but I did it at work. Before I would go to an important meeting, I would find 5 minutes to go sit somewhere where I wouldn't be bothered, where I could just slow down everything in my head and connect with what I wanted to happen in that next meeting that I was going into. I would set an expectation for myself for that meeting. What did I want to come out of it? What were my goals that I wanted to achieve? And I would just allow my thoughts to be filled from my subconscious mind of things that would be impactful for me in that meeting. In silence, everything becomes clearer. It guides you towards a deeper understanding and problem solving and decision making. So sitting in silence is really like creating space for your inner wisdom to speak. Very, very impactful tool. I really urge you to try it because it's something that takes no prep, no follow-up, and it can be done, in as much time as you have. Like I said, sometimes for me it was 2 minutes, but the 2 minutes of uninterrupted silence was just so impactful to what happened next for me. So just to summarize today, there were 5 tools that we went through. They were visioning, meditating, automatic writing, energy shifting, and sitting in silence. And these tools can profoundly transform your leadership and business success when you use them. Here's what you can expect when you incorporate these tools into your practices. So one is you will heighten your intuition. You will hear your subconscious mind talking to you more. It will sharpen your ability to hear from you what you need to hear. It will bring you mental clarity. So it's going to clear that mental clutter out and allow for new things to come in. It will bring creativity and innovation. There are things that will come to you that are new ideas that you didn't think of before, but they come through using these 5 tools because you've unlocked your creativity as you've released all the clutter in your head. Emotional balance. And really, this will help regulate your emotions. It will help lead you to better stress management and also bring you resilience when you face challenges. These things will help you bring you to a new calm, and you'll know how to invoke them and use them when you need them the most. And finally, increase self-awareness, which is so important to leaders. We need to know who we are. We need to understand how we're perceived. And we need to really emphasize this in our leadership style. So it will impact how we lead, the impact of our leadership, and bring out our strengths, and also show us where we need improvement. So as a leader using these tools, you will find yourself better at decision making, and it will become much easier to you to make decisions. You'll have a stronger leadership presence. You will adapt easier. You'll align your vision with your strategy and be focused on it. And you will be much more resilient in what you do and what you experience. By integrating these 5 tools in your daily leadership practices, you'll bring a more intuitive, balanced, and innovative leadership style, resulting in greater success. Just wanted to make sure I got that final point into you. So with that, now I have a message from the boardroom that I would like to share with everyone. Now, as I said earlier, the boardroom is a collective of divine intelligence spirits that have lived on earth and experienced what we as leaders experience every day. But they look at it differently now that they're on the other side, and they see things from a much different point of view. And through their guidance, they are bringing a lot of intuitive thought to us that will change how we do things. Their main focus is on how we lead in the future, and the fact that leadership has to be reimagined, transformed in the future for us to continue to be successful. So the message from the boardroom is, you're here to lead us to a new place, a new experience of leadership. Through your leadership, you will bring us to unity, peace, and calm, to a place where everyone is successful, valued, and cherished. Leading others is the light you shine that enables us to see the beauty of our journey. Through it, we find abundance, joy, and success. You are the best when your light is its brightest. Your light is your brightest when you believe in yourself and you trust all you do will turn out exactly as it's meant to be. You heal as you learn and help others to do the same. Today, the people of Earth are experiencing challenging times, distracting them from their core beliefs and values and interfering with the ease and grace they are meant to live with. You are needed to shine your light in the brightest of ways, healing all those who are distracted and who are creating the distractions, impacting how we thrive and how we live. You are the difference between where you are and where you strive to be. Be the difference in closing the gaps that we face today by helping everyone to join in unity and find success for all. I channeled the message right before the call from the boardroom, and I wanted to make sure I captured it because it was so impactful. I receive messages all the time, live. It's ongoing. The biggest thing that they also would like me to share with you right now is that you truly are the difference in your lives and the lives of others that you deal with, work with, encounter on a day-to-day basis. Shine your light. Impact everyone for the positive. We need it today more so than we did in the past. And as we transform to the future, you will bring the light with you to guide us as we move forward. I want to thank you all so much for today. You can visit me on my website at bethedifference.global, and you can also download the 12 Laws of Leadership, which is a free guide that coach you on how to apply the 12 laws of the universe. I'm so sorry. The 12 laws of the universe to your leadership role. So the laws of leadership have been based on the 12 laws of the universe, and they will guide you to successfully leading others. I also just published a book, and it's available on Amazon right now, and it's called Your Vote, Your Future. It's your guide to choosing the right leader and protecting the American dream in 2024. There's nothing partisan or biased about this book. It is meant for those who really want to connect with their choice and make an empowered vote in 2024. So if you're interested, you can find that out on Amazon today in both ebook and paperback. And it's called, again, Your Vote, Your Future, your guide to choosing the right leader and protecting the American dream in 2024. If you have any questions, please contact me through our group chat or through my webpage. Would love to hear from you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all a great future. Thank you. Bye-bye.